Okay, we're talking today about a new part of the order of operations that's going to refer to exponents. Exponents, there are two parts to exponents. One is the base, and the second part is the actual exponent itself, which is called the power. So together, that is an exponent. But what does that really mean? Okay, you have a base and you have a power. What that means, if you translate it into a regular mathematical expression, is 2 times 2. If this exponent ended up being 3, then it would be 2 times 2 times 2. If this exponent was 4, then it would be 2 times 2 times 2. If the numbers was different, it's the same procedure. 3 to the third is 3 times 3 times 3. Now, these actually translate into equations. So, for instance, if you have a 4 plus 3 cubed, 3 squared, right, you put that in an equation. Now we need to add that in to our O of O, order of operations. So first is parentheses. Second now is exponents. Then multiplication or division, whichever comes first, left to right. Then addition or subtraction. So for instance, over here, this equation, we have to do, there's no parentheses, so we have to do the exponent first, so that becomes 4 plus 9, right? Because this is 3 times 3. 4 plus 9 then becomes 13. Okay? So, similarly, let's take another example. One plus 6 cubed, or 6 to the second power, is plus 2. Do the order of operations. Once again, we have parentheses, no parentheses. Then we go to exponents. 6 times 6 comes 36. And then we do multiplication and division. There aren't any, so we go to addition. 1 plus 36 is 37. 37 plus 2 is 39. Okay, so that's added into the order of operations. The other thing that you can do is realize that this also translates into actual, you know what, let me do something else here. This actually translates into a picture. So for instance, if we had 5 by 5, right, we have 5 rows of 5. That's 25. And that's the same as 5 times 5, which is the same as 5 squared. So this picture is the same as 5 squared. If we were to take that to another dimension, so I have a base that looks like this. It's 5 squares along the bottom, 5 squares along the height, but then it goes up. So it's sort of a cube. You have 5 squares along each edge, right? Then you have a stack of them 5 high. So it ends up being 5 times 5 times 5. So when you take something, any figure, any number, you put it as the base of a cube, as the width of a cube, and as the height of the cube, that's the same thing as 5 to the third power. Which is why you'll often hear 5 squared being 5 to the second power as being referred to as 5 squared, because you're squaring it. You're making it into a cube with 5 and 5. And when you see to the third power, you'll often hear it as cubed, because you're making that number into, basically, it's like making it into a cube. 6 by 6 by 6. And this can translate further into other figures, right? So if I just have 4 dots by 4 dots, and I add to that 3 dots by 3 dots, so this would be 4 squared, and this would be 3 squared, because if you look, this is almost like making a square out of them. Instead, you're just using points. So that would be 4 times 4, which is 16. Add to that 3 times 3 times 3, which is 9. Put them together, and you get 25. You could do the same thing with geometrical figures. Okay? If this was 6, and this was 6, and this was 6, then this part is going to be 6 squared, and this part is going to be 1/2 of 6 squared. Yeah? Okay. And that should do it.